Started in a child's pose today. So, and if that's not okay, can you find a position that does feel okay for you? So come on into your child's pose or preferred position. Your blocking straps can be just somewhere. Well, I won't be using them for a while, unless of course you want them. And yeah, settle in for a few breaths. Should have vacuumed. All right, so balance is not only standing on one foot or balancing on your hands. We're going to try and do both of those today. It's also the balance between left and right and rest and play and internal and external, those kind of things is in rotation. So we're going to hopefully just explore a little bit of all of those. And I'll try and stop talking for a moment so you can check in with your breath and your body to note how you're feeling right now. So let's really concentrate on the next 3 breaths that you take. How does your body move with your breath? And how are you breathing? You might just choose to stay there and watch your breath, or if you'd like to move, rise on up onto your hands and knees and go straight into a bit of pressure on your hands by coming forward and then moving backwards. So we're going to do our child's pose or a bit of hip rocking and pressure on your hands. So feel free to move your hand position as you're rocking backwards and forwards with your hips. You can change the directions of your hands. All right, now after a few, we'll also change the directions of our hips. So maybe it's pushing your hips off a little bit to the right. And then maybe to the left. A little bit of play with it, some variation of your movement. Do a few more. It might even be a circular movement. And on the next one, take a bit of a stretch on out in a child's pose again. Breathe so you can really reach overhead with your arms and back with your tail. And then round your spine to the ceiling like you're going to do a cat pose, but keep rounding and rolling yourself up into a high kneeling position. And we'll just give our hands a bit of a rest here. Just move them around in some circular moves. And then have a play here. Been working on this personally lately. Scrunch your hands on up, like make some fists, and then open them up and try to stretch your fingers out as wide as you can and as far back as you can. And then curl them in, scrunch them up, and then open them both out as wide, as big as you can. Do a few more of those. In and wide. And 2. Right. Wide. Last one of those. And nice and wide, and maybe some more circles or something, or 8s again, a bit of a shake. And then come back onto your hands and knees. Do a few cat and cow movements. So we're now moving our whole spine. So if you round yourself up to the ceiling, look to your belly, and then let yourself sink, lift your head and lift your tail and up. You know the drill, you've done that plenty of times before. So get that movement happening for your whole torso, right down to your pelvis. We'll do 3 more of those. One to go. And after this one, come into that midpoint. So you're not rounded up or down. And we're going to do a little bit of bird dogging, which is a simple balance. So if you can start with your right leg reaching out behind you and your left arm reaching forward, pause there, maybe float them up off the mat and do a little hold. Reach out through your limbs and a hold of your body. You're looking straight down to the mat. The back of your neck is nice and long too. Lower yourself back down again, or lower those limbs down and switch over sides. Left leg and your right arm, each. Maybe float them off the mat. Now what's going on there? Have you got the wobbles, or are you able to be nice and steady? Doesn't matter, wherever you are, you're just checking in with what's going on here. Switch again. I'll just do a couple more each side. So more of a just reach, lift, pause a moment, grow longer. Come on back down, change to the other side. Reach, maybe there, maybe lift, maybe an extra reach out through both of those limbs, and you're pressing down into the mat with your other limbs. And back, one more time each side. First side, lift and lower, then the other side, reach and lift, and lower. Now I'm going to just cross my ankles and move myself all the way back so I can sit down, bring my feet in front. If there's a better way for you to get there, do that. All right. And then maybe you need to give your hands a shake. See how you're feeling here. But if it's okay, bring your hands back behind you. And we're going to do a similar thing here. Right. First off, we're going to lift our hips and we're just going to go forwards and backwards. So it's like the hip rocking position, but now you're belly up rather than belly down. Right, backwards and forwards. And you can work on, again, different directions. I'm sort of going bottom towards my left heel some more, then over towards the right. In play, again, it can be circular, it can be smaller movements, bigger movements. You can change your hand position if you like. Do a few more of these. And then come on back to center, lower your bottom to the mat. Take the weight off your hands for a moment again. Maybe this time we just get them together, intertwine your fingers and push your palms away out in front of you. You can even drop your head if you want to get a bit more of a stretch into your back, or you go the other way. Rise on up. I'm going to change my fingers so the odd grip, the odd intertwining other way. Push forward again, nod your head round if you like, pushing your arms out in front of you. Release, come on back up, bring your hands back, and then we're going to do what we did on our hands and knees on our hands and feet. So if you lift your hips up off the mat again, if that's not okay, just keep them down. Lift one foot up and your opposite hand, and rather than reach out, which is sort of lifting and balancing on the other two. Limbs that are still on the floor. All right, let's switch it on over. All right, change sides. So it's opposite hand and foot are lifted. And lower. Switch again, first side. Notice I'm sort of going a lot quicker this way. This is a lot more work for me. What's it like for you? Come on down. The other side. And lower. I'll do that one more time each way. One way. And down, and then the other way, and down, and lower yourself back down to the mat. Bring your feet together, your knees out to the side. We're going to take our weight off our hands again and do a simple butterfly pose, just a forward bend here, seated. Let your head hang. You could give it a nod or something. See if you can let your shoulders go too. And then rise on up. Bring your hands behind you again. Let your legs sort of stretch on out and have your toes pointing up towards the ceiling. And do a little balance between an internal and an external rotation of our legs. Can you turn your feet out to the side? So hopefully your whole leg turns. Bend your knees, bring them together, and then stretch them back out again. All right, roll your feet outwardly. Bend your knees, so you slide your feet in towards you, foot that part, knees together, and reach on out. All right, open, slide, lift, and reach on out. Just do a couple more of those. We're moving our thigh bones in our hip sockets. Hopefully, it's not too sticky. You can slide a bit. I'll do one more. Open and stretch for a moment. Lift up nice and tall. Take your arms on up to the sky. Another forward bend now with straighter legs. See if you can hinge from your hips or just go in a way that works for you. You can nod your head and fold in that forward bend over your legs. Great. And then rise back up again. I'm going to recross my legs to come back onto my hands and knees. So any way you want to get there, if that's not okay, back onto your hands and knees, and then we'll lift them for a down dog. So rise up into your first down dog. Have a play here, bending a knee while your other heel reaches out and back, and switch on over. Switch from side to side, walking it out, reaching out through your heels, or any way that works for you. And then settle with both heels down towards the mat. Lift them on up, come forward into plank, and go back into down dog. And again, forward into plank. Right, preparing our hands and wrists a little bit more for a bit later. I'll do maybe 3 more of these. Forward and back. You can always do a smaller movement. 2 and back. Last one. Forward and back. And then take a walk of your feet up towards your hands to a forward bend at the top of the mat. Fold over your legs. And then coming up to standing, come on up any way you want. I'm going to reach my arms overhead, have a bit of a stretch, and then bring your arms back down again. And then take a moment here, getting a sense of how you're standing, where the weight is on your feet. Let's just take a shift forward, keeping your heels down. Just lean yourself forward. You might find your toes gripping, and then lean yourself back. You might find your toes trying to lift. Right, again, forward a bit, or a lot, and then back. One more time, forward, and then back. And then just come to some midpoint. So you've got your weight on your heels and also down through the balls of your feet. Maybe even lift all 10 toes up and spread them on out to get that right there. And then put them back down again and take a moment here. If you're feeling like relatively balanced with both feet down. Okay. Then we're going to do a little bit of marching on the spot, bit of walking on the spot. You just lift one knee in towards your chest and put your foot back down again. And then switch. Right, so it's a continuous movement which will make balance a little bit easier, right, but we're going to play with that throughout the rest of the class. So let's just take advantage of this right now. One foot reaches into the mat while your other knee reaches up or lifts up towards your chest. Lift, down, lift, lift. I'll do that one more time each leg. Whoa, and lift and lower. So much for my great balance. Now, keep both of your feet down and just take your arms from side to side. Just sort of swing them around one way, the other way, one way, the other way. And then you can let your body turn with the arm swings. Just you might need to look forward for known dizziness. 2 more each way. And then pause. Now I'm going to try and put those 2 together, right? So I'm going to try and twist to the right, lift my right leg, twist to the left, lift my left. Right, twist, twist, twist. Right, so marching on the spot and having my arms move. Right now, this here is going to hopefully help us with when we're standing and balancing on one leg. Right, a little bit more to do that. One more time each way, maybe 2 more. Should have said 2. Right, that way you can stop. Right. And then pause again and just pause. Saying that a few times. Feel what's going on in your feet and the rest of your body. Now, those legs again, we're just going to have a little play with some forward bends with your legs. Can you turn your toes out? Fold into a forward bend. Maybe you slide your hands down your leg, turn your toes back parallel, and then come on back up to standing. Turn your feet out into a V shape Fold yourself into a forward bend. Turn your feet forward. Come back up again. Do a few more of those. Out and fold and in and up. I'll do 2 more. Out and forward bend and in and up. Last one. Out and bend and in and up. And then once you're on up, shift your weight onto your right foot and step your left foot back into a lunge. Now, press back through your right thigh bone. Left thigh bone. Bend your right knee and see if you can have your knee sort of going somewhere sort of towards your second and third toe. And see how that feels balance-wise. And then straighten out your front leg a little bit, right? And then bend it so it goes more over your big toe, so it's sort of going internally towards the center of your body. How does that feel? Come on back up again. Bend it again, take it off to the other side. See how I'm wobbling around all over the place? Right, and come on back. Now, find where you feel the most balance. So mine is pretty much in the center. Shift your weight forward and see if you can float your left foot off the mat. And then step back into that high lunge. Maybe you add your arms in right now, lifting them up. Your arms can come down, shift onto the right foot and lift your left leg up. Think warrior 3, whoa. And then step back, raise your arms on up. Lean forward, shift onto your front leg. Hold a moment. Maybe you're really accentuating that warrior 3 move. Arms can go anyway. Right, step back into your high lunge. Reach your arms on up. Keep bending your front knee some more. Push back through your left thigh. And then step forward. Feet together. We'll switch sides. Step your right foot back. Bend your left knee. Right, reach out through your right thigh bone. Bend your knee so it's more in the center of your foot, to your toes. Oops, I've got to go a bit more this way. And then straighten your leg a little bit. Now bend your knee, let it go off center, maybe more over your big toe. It's going in towards the center of my body. Straighten it out a little bit. Bend so it goes to the other side. Straighten out a bit. Now bend it and see where it feels best for you that you can work with your balance. Lean forward, shifting your weight onto that foot. Lift your other leg up. I'm not doing a great job of that. Right, and then step your foot back. Raise your arms on up so you're in your high lunge. Again, lean forward. Onto your left foot, lift your right leg up. Put a bit of a balance there. Step back. High lunge. One more time. Lean. Up we go. And step back. High lunge. Pause a moment. Oops, I can't remember which way we did it. All right, great. And then step your feet together. Standing at the top of your mat. Pause a moment. Feel what's going on in your legs and your feet. How do you feel? Do you feel nice and grounded and steady? Or maybe somewhere other way? And when you're ready to move again, take your arms on up to the sky. Fold any way you like into a forward bend. Coming up to your halfway lift to lengthen your spine. Fold again, bring your hands down to the mat, or you might want to use your blocks. Step your left foot back. Low runner's lunge. Get your legs really active here and twist to the right. Take your right arm on up to the sky. So turn in your upper body again. So we're twisting, twisting, twisting. Great. We're going to bring our hand back down to the mat. Step back into plank pose, top of a push-up. Now, in plank, you can put your knees down if that's better for you. Can you lift your right leg back up off the mat and lower it down? Lift your left leg, push the leg up behind you and lower it back down. Now, come on down slowly to your belly, all the way. Press your feet down. Find a low cobra, extend up through your spine. Lower yourself back down again. Push up any way you like. We're going to meet in down dog. Any way you want to get there. Come to down dog. Right. Once you're in down dog, lift your right leg up off the mat behind you. Push it up and back behind you. Bend your knee. Step your foot forward. Rise on up to high lunge. Up we go. Lean forward. Woo, find your warrior three again. Yeah, I think I kind of missed this on the other side. Arms anyway. And now just stand on up tall, feet together next to one another. We'll do the other side. Sweep your arms on up. Fold into a forward bend. Coming up halfway lift to lengthen. Fold again. Hands down. Step your right foot back. Runner's lunge. Now, hold your leg steady. We're twisting to the left. Take your left arm up. Get your ribs to turn. Note what's going on in your pelvis, in your torso. That's the way. I'm really dumping on my right hand. Can you not do that? Great. Bring your hand down. Step your left foot back to plank. Pause there. Lift your left leg up. Push up and back with your left foot and lower it down. Lift your right leg up and back. Lower it down and then lower your body to the mat. Press your feet down. Find a low cobra. Lower yourself back down again. Push on up any way you like. We'll meet in down dog. I've always got to step a bit forward here. I was like foot backwards. When you're ready to move again, lift your left leg up off the mat behind you. Push it up and back. Bend your knee, step your foot forward. Up we come. High lunge. Right, take a moment there. Find the right position for your knee. And take a lean forward. Now I'm bringing my arms back. You can keep them by your ears if you prefer. Warrior three, stepping onto your left foot. Right, note how this is feeling. How is your leg, right, supporting you right now? What's happening? Right, and then come on up to standing nice and tall. Good. Pause there for a moment. We're going to grab our strap and we're going to, oh, hang on, I have to undo mine. Sorry. We're going to just grab it and it's going to go underneath one foot. Oops. I can't. Sorry about that. Should have had it handy. Right, so I'm just going to hold on to the end with my right hand. Let the other end come to the floor. Step on with my right heel. So I'm stepping my right heel on the strap and I want to just keep hold with my right hand. Nice. Now, I'm going to step back again into that high lunge position. Bend my right knee. I'm going to do the same thing. Lean forward. Lift your left foot off the mat behind you. Now, reach down through your right foot and pull up with the strap. Pull your right arm up. Pull the strap up. So you're giving yourself a bit of extra resistance right through your leg. I'm going to keep pushing down so the leg's working a little bit differently. Push, push, push. So you're pulling up with the strap and you're pressing down through your foot, right, to keep the strap from pulling your foot up off the mat. Just working your leg in a slightly different way. Now, let the strap go. Come up to tree pose. Rise on up. Turn your left knee out to the side. Bring your foot to your leg wherever it lands. Now your hands can do whatever you want them to do. Maybe they come on up into branches. Maybe they're in prayer. I'm going to do that 2 more times. So we're going to undo tree pose. Step your foot back. Pick up the strap. Lean onto your foot. Lift on up. I should be turning towards you, shouldn't I, rather than away. Right, so I'm stepping with my heel on the strap. My left leg's up. I'm going to pull up with my right arm and push down through my right heel. Oops, I'm actually pulling the strap on this side. Right, I want to just get some things going there. My leg to really kind of almost turning it in that external rotation, but it's wanting to turn inwardly. And then let the strap go. Rise on up. Bring your foot to your leg and take your arms any way you like. Oh, bit of a challenge to balance. Let's do that one more time. Step your foot back into your lunge so you can pick your strap up again, or maybe you're stepping on your blocks by mistake. Right, rise on up, lift your right foot, push down through your right foot, pull up on the strap with your right arm. Drop the strap, come on up. Foot to tree pose. Arms anyway. I'm becoming less balanced as we go, rather than more. I got it. Alrighty. And then release. And I'm going to try the same thing on the other foot. All right, so step your left heel on the strap. You grab the strap in your left hand. Step your right foot back. And you're pulling up with your left arm. Take a lean forward. Find your warrior three sort of pose. Pull up with your on the strap. Push down through your left heel. Drop the strap. Rise on up. Bring your foot to your leg. Find your tree pose. Interesting. I'm not normally steady on this side. How are you going? I can't look at you because I will topple over. All right, let's go again. Step back, grab the strap, pull on the strap, lift your back foot. You can always rest it on a block or something if that's better for you. You're pulling up and you're pushing down at the same time. All right, release, rise on up, bring your foot to your leg, tree pose. I'm just going to keep my hands together this time. And then one more time, step your foot back, grab that strap or pick it up, shift onto your left foot, push and pull. It's really getting into my outer hip. I feel that working. That's me. You might feel something completely different. That release, come on back into tree pose. And then step that foot back down again. You might want to move the strap out of the way. Going back to the top of the mat. I'll get you moving some more. Right? That was a lot of standing and balancing. When you're ready to move, sweep your arms on up. Fold into your forward bend. Coming up halfway left. Fold again. Step your left foot back. Let's lower your back knee to the mat. Take your arms on up. Crescent moon pose. Bring your arms out wide to the side. Now we're balancing on your left knee. Lift your right foot off the mat. Have a little play there. All right, I'll do this one regularly in balance class. That different standing on your knee as it is to you. Standing on your foot, well, put your foot back down again. Bring your hands down to the mat. A quick half split, so straighten out your front leg. Pull back through your thigh bone, reach forward to your shin bone. Might want to drop your head towards your knee. Good. Rebend your front knee, lift your back knee off the mat. Up we go again to high lunge. And then turn and open up into warrior two. Then more traditional. Straighten out your front leg. Take a triangle pose. Note how your pelvis is going to move with that. Your whole rib cage is coming over with you as well. Okay. Rebend your front knee. You might want to play with where your knee is. Coming up and back into a reverse warrior. And bring your hands down to the mat. Lift your back heel, step back into plank. Right now, maybe this time we add an arm lift as well, or a hand lift. Lift your right foot off the mat. Maybe choose to lift your left hand off the mat. You can always put your knees down. But come on back down again, switch. Left leg, right hand. Right, we're adding some arms into balance now. Bring them both down again. Lower slowly down to your belly. Maybe move your blocks out of the way. Low cobra. Any way you want to do that. Come on back down again. Press up into your way into down dog. Lift your right leg up off the mat. Once you're up there, shift forward. Bring your knee to your chest. Push the mat away. Go back into three-legged dog. Come on forward, your knee to your right elbow. Go back to three-legged dog. Take it on across to your left elbow. Go back to three-legged dog. Bend your knee, step your foot forward again. High lunge. This time, shift onto your right foot, bring your left knee to your chest. Twist to the left. Any way you want to do that. You're going to step your foot back into high lunge. Again, step onto your right foot, left knee to chest, twist. Any way you want to do it. That's the way. Step back into high lunge. One more time. Step onto your foot. Take a twist. Now, maybe, just maybe, you want to reach down and catch your foot and stretch your leg on out. Oh, I don't know. All that practice that we've done already. Whoops. Not doing well here. That doesn't matter. One more breath to hold. Bend your knee. Bring your left foot next to your right foot and pause in a standing position. And I'll try and get that the same on the other side. So when you're ready to move, sweep your arms on up, fold into a forward bend. Come on up halfway to lengthen, fold again, step your right foot back this time, lower your right knee to the mat, up we go, crescent moon pose. Take your arms on out to the side, maybe like they lifted, lift your left foot, so balancing on a knee again. Okay, put your foot back down again. Bring your hand down. Now's the time to use the blocks. Straighten out your front leg. Pull your thigh bone back. Reach forward through your shin bone. Maybe drop your head down towards your knee. Great. Rebend your right knee. Lift your back knee off the mat. Come on up into your high lunge. Oh, I can't balance there. Turn and open up into warrior two. Take a straightening of your front leg. Find your triangle pose. Take a lean on over. Right, any way that works there for you. Maybe there's some more space that you can create in the left side of your body. Then rebend your front leg. Come back up to warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Then let's bring your hands all the way to the mat. Lift your back heel. Going to step back into plank. And you can skip this part if you want to, but if it works, lift your left foot off the mat. Right, left hand stays down and your right hand might lift on up. A little balance again. You can absolutely put your knees down. Bring them down to the mat. Lift your right foot and your left hand. Whoa, I'm slipping. Okay, come on down. Lower to your belly. Right. Whew. Low cobra, your way. Might even be chaturanga, might be something else. Come back down again. Push on up your way into your down dog. Once you're in your down dog, lift your left leg up off the mat behind you. Now shift forward, really push the mat away. Bring your knee to your chest. Go back into three-legged dog. Come on forward, bring your knee to your left elbow. And go back into three-legged dog. Bring your knee to your right elbow. Go back into three-legged dog. Knee to your chest. Step your foot forward. High lunge again. All right, so it's going to be knee to chest. This time you're twisting your body to the right. Shift onto your left foot. Bring your right knee to your chest. Take a turn to the right. Take it any way that works for you. And then just step back into high lunge. And again, you're stepping onto your left foot for balance. Right knee to your chest. Take a twist. And then step back into high lunge. Next time, hold a little bit longer. So find your twist. Here is great. If you wanted to try, you can grab your foot. You can maybe stretch your leg on out. It might be out to the side. You can maybe turn your knee to the side. There's just some options. Bend your knee and step your feet down next to one another and pause here for a moment. Pause and hold. Maybe let your shoulders go. I notice mine are up around my ears right now or very tense. Don't want them to be because we're going to do a little bit of a hand balance now too. So we're going to do a bit of a crow pose. So if that's not okay, have a play. Maybe you're just working a little bit more on your toes. Before we do that, we'll do some heel raises. So can you just simply lift your heels on up and then lower them all the way to the mat. We're going to try to go slowly, right? Raise your heels on up, you're on your toes, and then try to lower your heels down slowly. Right, come back up again. And lower back down. Let's do 3 more of those. And 2. Lower. Last one. Actually, I'll give your hands a bit more of a rest. I just wanted to throw this one in too. Keep your heels down on the mat. Do a sun breath. Take your arms on up. Fold into a forward bend. Coming up halfway, lift the length in your spine. Fold again and rise up all the way. Reach for the sky and then just your arms come down. Right, now, of course, I'm going to do that on your toes. So lift your heels, keep them lifted and do the same thing. Pick your arms up, fold into a forward bend, best you can. Coming up halfway, lift to lengthen, fold again, rise up all the way, and bring your arms and heels back down again. Right? I just felt. Now, keep your heels down, but close your eyes, right? We're taking our visual system out of play, which makes balance a bit more challenging. So with your eyes closed, a simple sun breath with the heels down. Pick your arms on up, fold into a forward bend, come up halfway, fold again, come up all the way, and then just your arms down. And then if you're really up for the challenge, we're going to put them together by keeping your eyes closed and raising your heels. Maybe don't raise them too high. Right, when you're ready, arms go up. Whoa, I'm going to fall on over right now. Fold into a forward bend, halfway lift, fold again, right, rise up all the way, and heels and arms down again. Wow, I can't even stay in the one place. How did you go? Take a moment there. Good. Now, we're going to turn our feet out a little bit and lift our heels on up. And then bend our knees wide as we come slowly all the way down into an on your toes squat. And we're going to play with our crow pose from here. So get your hands down. They're about shoulder width apart on the mat. And then once again, do like a little rocking backwards and forwards. Just shift your weight onto your hands a little bit or a lot. And then back again. And I just want to break it down a bit more. Right, shifting forward. Because I haven't done this for a while in class. Right, and then maybe you shift your weight onto your hands, you lift your hips on up, bend your elbows, get your knees high up in your arms, and if you've got your version, please go for that version if you prefer it. Right, maybe lift one foot off the mat, and then put it back down again, and then lift your other foot off the mat, and put it down. That could be more than enough, or you look forward, lift one foot, then your other, and I can tell I haven't done this for a long time either. Right. Okay, maybe you hold it, maybe you don't hold it. I've got these blocks and bells looming. I'm hoping that's why I'm not here. Right now, if you really want to go for it, shoot yourself back into a plank. Come on, all the way down to your belly. If you prefer a chaturanga, you do that. Find your back bend. Come on back down again, and then push on up your way into a down dog. I'm going to just come off my hands for a moment into a bit of a child's pose, so you can give your hands a little bit of a rest, maybe a bit of a shake around, something that feels good for you. And then we're just going to put together what we've done and just add on just a little bit more balance-wise. It's up to you whether you want to sort of add or subtract or take or leave, right? Anything that works for your body. All right. So when you're ready to go, rise back into down dog, not down log, right? Or rest as you prefer. Reach your right leg up off the mat behind you. Bend your knee, step your foot forward, lower your back knee down, find your crescent moon pose. We're not going to lift our foot unless you really wanted to. Bring your hands down to the mat. Just a quick half splits. Straighten your front leg. Fold. Re-bend your knee. Lift your back knee off the mat. Rise on up to your high lunge. Pause here. Take a lean forward. Your arms can do whatever you like. Warrior 3. Shift onto your leg. Warrior 3. Now we're going to come on up into tree pose. So rise on up, bend your knee, your arms go anywhere you like, into a tree pose. Right, under your knee, step back into your high lunge. Turn it open into warrior two. Triangle, you're going to straighten out your front leg. Take a lean on over. Find your triangle pose. Yeah, you got it. Rebend your front knee. Come on back. Reverse your warrior. Now I'm going to add a half moon in here. So if you don't want to do it, just come back to warrior two. If you want to, this is where I always use my block. You may or may not want it. Lean forward again. Maybe pick your block up. Step onto your left foot. Oh, your right foot even, lifting your left leg up. Right, so now your legs are rotated again, right, without the strap. Pause there. Rebend your front knee. Step back to warrior two. Right, find that first. Then your hands come down to the mat. Now I'm going to lift your back heel, step into plank. This time, side plank. That's another way of balancing. I'm going to turn to the right. I'm not too bothered which way you turn. I'm going to take your right arm on up. Hold it here. Little balance. Maybe you'd like to lift your right foot off your left as well, or your leg. You can put your left knee down on the mat. Bring your legs together. Come to plank. Optional vinyasa. You might choose to rest it there. Find your back bend. Lower yourself back down again. Push up any way you want into down dog. Wow. Lift your right leg off the mat behind you. Come forward. Step your foot forward. High lunge. Up we go. Now we're going to do a twist. So if you step onto your right foot, bring your left knee to your chest. Take a twist. Maybe your knee. Maybe you want to go for your grab your foot version as well. Reach your leg on out. Rebend your knee and let your foot come down. Did I start here? I think I did. I'm not too sure. All right, doesn't matter. Maybe your hands come together. We'll try and do something similar on the other side. Take your arms on up. Fold into a forward bend. Coming up, half a lift. My head still in Japan, right? Fold again. Set your right foot back. Lower your knee to the mat. Crescent moon pose. Rise on up. Bring your hands down to the mat or to your blocks. Half split, so you're going to straighten out your front leg for a moment. Maybe drop your head to your knee. Rebend your left knee. Lift your back knee off the mat. High lunge. Take a lean forward. Find your warrior three pose any way you like. Step back into high lunge. Turn and open up into warrior two. Straighten out your front leg. Triangle pose. Take a lean on over. Find your triangle. Then rebend your front knee. Back up through warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Right, it's from here we're going on over into half moon pose. Block or no block, that's up to you. Step onto your left foot. Lift your right leg on up. Right, notice what's going on, maybe with your legs, with your hips, with your pelvis. Step back to warrior two. Pause there. Bring your hands down to the mat. Lift your back heel, step back into plank. Now remember which way you went. Side plank, turn the other way. You can absolutely pop your knee down, bottom knee down on the mat if that works better for you. Hey, you've all got it. Great. Come back to plank and lower down to your belly, or choose your option here. Find your back bend. Come back down again. Press yourself up your way into down dog. Once you're there, lift your left leg up off the mat behind you. Bend your knee, step your foot forward. High lunge again. All right, now knee to chest. So step onto your left foot, knee to chest, take a twist. Maybe you stay there. Maybe you grab your foot and reach it out or do something else with it. Okay. Rebend your knee. Step your foot next to the other one. Come on back to standing. Maybe close your eyes and just tune in. Get a sense of what's going on in your body. And then let's open our eyes and we're going to come sitting. Let's just see if we can sit down. Maybe you want to lift your heels again. Maybe your heels can stay down. So we're coming down through a bit of a chair pose, which I realize we haven't done today. All right, sit back, sit back, sit back. Can you slowly come all the way down? And I'm going to go into a seated balance, which is a boat pose from here. So you might choose to hold on behind your legs. Right, roll yourself back. You can keep hold of them. You might want to lift your feet up off the mat. You might choose to stretch your legs out. You might choose to let go of your legs. That's totally up to you. So you're balancing like on your sacrum, the lower part of your spine. Oh, I'm trembling, trembling, trembling. And then slowly come on all the way down onto your back. And take a moment or two here. And check in with the balance between the left and right side of your body. I was playing around a bit today and I could really feel, I felt like my right hip was sinking way down lower on the mat than my left one. And I put my hands on them and they felt like they were the same, but that's how it really felt. So do a bit of a scan in your body and see if you notice anything like that, a real difference. So maybe a small difference between one side to the other. I'm feeling crazy even now. That's compared to just a few hours ago. Nice. And when you've had that bit of an exploration, bend your knees and hug them into your chest. Maybe do some circles or something there, just moving your knees around your legs through, getting your lower back a little bit of a massage. Go the other way. And then do your favorite twist, right? Mine is my one-legged, one knee to the chest and my other leg extended, which kind of plays with what we've already done. So I'm just going to hold my knee and roll it across my body. Kerry, I think you might have to go, so thanks for joining me. Right, maybe your right arm comes out to the side. I'm turning to the left. Right, maybe you turn your head that way as well. You're in that twist. And then untwist from that side. Stretch that leg out and then do your side. Maybe do a different twist the other way, right? Go the other way. Twist the other way. And then come back to center. Hug your knees back into your chest again. Do your eight beta circles. You're going around, away from each other and then together. More movement of your thigh bones in your hip socket. And then go the other way. And we're going to do a bridge pose. So if you let your feet come to standing on the mat and your arms down by your side, push down into your feet and lift your hips up off the mat.
Reach out through your knees. Might want to be looking up to the ceiling so the back of your neck can be nice and long. And then lower yourself back down again without using your arms. Just draw your knees into your chest. That's a little bit extra hip movement. You find your pelvis moving too. Then let your feet come back down to the mat. Lift your hips on up. And lower them back down again. Draw your knees back into your chest. And I'm going to offer you the one-legged version this time too, optional. Let your feet come down again. Lift your hips on up. If you want to, you can reach one leg on up to the ceiling. Push up through that heel as you push down through your other one. And then switch your legs on over. Change it out. Reach on up. Put that foot back down again and lower yourself back down. Now, I should have got you to have these handy, but it'll be easier to come sitting. So just roll yourself up to seated. Now, you can use a block or you can use a pillow. So you're going to get your strap and you're going to use something. You want something to pop in between your knees. A pillow might be nicer, right, a block. And then you're going to get your strap, right? So it's going to go in between and you're going to get your strap and you're going to tie yourself up. So you're going to, well, my strap was tied before, right? I'm going to turn it around. So you want to wrap your strap around your thighs and it's going to go around your block or your pillow or whatever as well. And what that's going to do, whoops, I'm not being very coordinated. All right, so I'm going to pull my strap tight. So my legs are pushing into my block or pillow or blanket or something that you have there that might be nicer for you. And I've got that up tight. And then I'm going to lie myself down again. And this way, my legs are in a position which is going to take some pressure out of my hips. It's going to take some pressure out of my pelvis and allow myself to lie here. And I don't have to do anything with my legs. The strap is keeping them together, right? They're keeping them from rolling out to the sides. And the block is keeping my legs from rolling inwardly in towards each other. So let's just give this a couple of minutes here with yourself tied up. And see if you can just let everything go. That's your Shavasana with your legs in a different position. And come back to watching your breath. And then undo yourself from the strap and the block. Just take them away or just let it go, and then find your more usual shavasana, letting your legs stretch out, and maybe notice the difference, and you let everything go. And if you are happy spending time in your shavasana, take all the time you need. If you have things to do, you might want to start to move a little bit, maybe a wiggle of your fingers and toes. Maybe a bit of a stretch with your arms reaching up overhead and your legs out and away. Might be nice to bend your knees into your chest, give yourself a hug, bit of a rock from side to side to massage your spine. Then come on over to one side and stay there for a moment or two. Finally press on back up to seated. And I'll finish with an om. Feel free to join in or sit and listen. Take a breath in here. Thanks so much for joining me this evening.